Good day. Good day. Welcome. Welcome, friends. I've got a lot to talk about, and I want to go over with you, and I want you to spend a lot of your waking time focusing on the brilliance of which I am about to impart upon you. It's very, very simple. Let me see if I can explain this to you. A couple of things. First, I always have to say that it is incumbent upon you and critical for you to like this video. I know people get tired of that. But they don't really tell you why. They just say, like the video. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're not really telling me why. Why? I don't even know you. Well, you know me, and you're a part of this because in order for the word to get out, we need algorithms, we need viewing cycles and favored and suggested, and that's what this does. It's incredible. I want people to understand, to follow what I'm saying. I want to rule the world. I want to change people's minds. And I want to destroy everything that is considered to be the usual way that we speak and we think. Because everything I'm seeing is absolutely wrong. And the best way for me to attack that specifically is to address it accordingly, which is what I'm going to be doing. And I need your help, and I need your assistance for that. And I thank you for that. Yesterday, I had a most unique time. I was on the Dr. Drew show. And it was a very, very, very interesting case. I like Dr. Drew a lot. However, there is if you watch, it was very weird. There was a fellow by the name of Mark Changizi. And Mark Changizi is a theoretical cognitive scientist. I like that word, theoretical. What are you? I'm a theoretical lawyer. What does that mean? Well, theoretically, I'm a lawyer. And he received degrees in physics and math. Very smart guy. But it was, at some points, nothing but, pardon my French, mental masturbation. Contrived, corny, deliberately kind of feigned, let's sound as smart as we can artificially and miss the point completely. And if you watch it, I made it very clear to Drew, this is exact. And it was weird too, because they would put me in time out, and then they would talk to him and go, okay, let's bring him back. I say, it was weird, but it's his show and I appreciate it. And I like him a lot because he's trying. And I wanted to address this one thing with you. And it's very, very important. It's about how do you think. Drew obviously did not want to believe in anything involving UFOs. He did not want anything involving UFOs. Did not like them, did not care. Thought that people were kind of crazy for believing in UFOs. He never said it, but that's exactly what he was doing. Because if you recall, it's like we're just too cool for this. I want to tell you what the word believe is. It has to be very interesting happened to me. I came across the word believe, and I thought I knew what believe meant, but I really didn't. Believe means to accept something as true. To feel sure of the truth of something. Not to know it. I thought believe meant, I thought it meant something a little bit more. Anyway, it also means to accept the statement of something or someone as true. To have faith that, like for example, religious faith. And to feel sure that someone is capable of doing something. You know, I believe in you. Anyway. And to hold a particular opinion. But I love this, accept the statement or the whatever, something as true, as a fact. So the question we asked was, they said, what do you think if somebody were to say that they were abducted? They were abducted by aliens. I don't know how we got them. Betty and Barney Hill from 1961. You know that story. It's the story. Betty and Barney Hill. And immediately, Drew went into this. Well, you see, this is hypnagogic. People have beliefs and they have dreams. Excuse me. Is there a possibility this is true? This is the most important. Is it a possibility this is true? Is it a possibility that these people, Betty and Barney Hill, actually were abducted? Yes or no? Is that true? You tell me. Now, he was going into the hypnagogic. You see, people think, well, if somebody's out there in the waiting room and they think that they say, I'm Napoleon, wait a minute, hold it. Delusions of grandeur and this. And I realized, oh my God. And we talked about the most ridiculous. It was the most circuitous horse I've ever heard. And I kept saying, I can't believe what I'm hearing. What is this? And I realized it's the ability to think things. If you came to me and said, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I was well, let me put it this way. We knew somebody that, I will never mention this person's name, but this person told us that she was abducted by some kind of alien form, maybe had sex with her, maybe gave birth, and I'm listening to this. So how do you handle that? Is she crazy? She's not crazy. She's not crazy. She might be a little kooky, but sometimes kooky just means that you're just kind of interesting. And I'm listening to this, and Drew and the other guy would have said, well, it's a dream state, and I'm listening to her. Now, do I believe this is true? I'm kind of suspending it. I'm just suspending it. I'm just listening to it. And I want to listen. I want to say, okay, let me hear more about this. And what was funny was I said, you don't understand something. I said, why is it that you can say this? And everybody says, oh, you're crazy. But if I said, but I saw God. God told me. I saw. The Holy Spirit told me. Why is that considered not nuts? And then he says something to the effect of, oh, you're going to go all Bill Maher. And I said, don't you ever, ever compare me to that guy. I despise him. I went berserk. Well, it turns out Drew is a big fan of Bill Maher. I said, I don't care. I said, this guy's just phony. He's insincere. I went nuts. Because Bill Maher is, as my friend calls him, a pseudo intellect. He's a guy who doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up. I'm this way, then I'm like this, and I'm like that. There's no, just like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who wants to be cool. Doesn't want to be smart. Wants to be cool. And by the way, same thing goes with Brian Greene. And now all of a sudden they're reconsidering string theory after Weinstein. In any event, it's an exercise in the way we think. And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to listen to somebody and don't necessarily form an opinion as to whether it's true or not. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. And when you say, do you believe in something and believe in UFOs? Well, I think that there is absolutely evidence that we will see that I believe is going to indicate that there is life elsewhere. But do I have proof of this? No. And then Changizi starts going into this nonsense about, well, it takes millions of years. Whoa, hold it. No, Stan Friedman talked about this. So let me give you an idea of something. There is Zeta Reticuli. It's a binary star system, about 30 light years away. If you think that people go, like they get up in the morning and say, okay, we're going to go to Earth, and they fly to Earth, traveling at or near the speed of light, which you can't. But anyway, and the faster you go, as you know, time contracts. So you might be traveling. If you're going that fast, it may seem like, I don't know, 5 minutes to you might be 3 years. Who knows? The point is, my job is not immediately to refute or to assess the possibility of something. I'm listening. And I do not have to necessarily say that I believe something to be true. If you came to me, let's say Belinda came to me, or a drummer, or Ronald, or Big Dick Long, or Andy Carmen, or a drummer, or anybody. If you came to me and said, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I love someone, I love this woman. Really? You love this person? Yes, I love this person. Okay. Do I believe this person? Do I believe the person's in love? Yes. Is it really love? I don't know. Is it infatuation? I don't know. But I believe the person who's saying that. That's all. I believe the person who's saying that. That's it. Do I share that feeling? No. Meaning, am I in love with this woman that this person's in love with? No. I don't have to be. If you tell me you believe in Islam or Zoroastrianism, I'm not questioning the sincerity, the truth, the accuracy, the legitimacy of the faith. Is there something there? I don't know. So when I ask the question, I said, why is it that when it comes to somebody believing in, telling me that they're in love, or telling me, because I still think love is the most incredibly fascinating thing that human beings do. Because it's so destructive. It's an obsessive compulsive disorder, and it's the weirdest thing anybody's ever seen. It is the strangest thing for you to find romantic love with somebody who's not related to you. It's not your child. Romantic love, and then to have it, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it, and nobody cares about it. So when I talk about this, I don't immediately start saying, well, you see, this is the initial portion of your love. So you just met her and they say, wait a minute, stop it. That's what they're doing. How about this? Do you ever lose weight and somebody says, it's just water. It's just water. Yeah, it's just water. Wait a minute. I lost 20 pounds of water? That's a lot of water. They always try to dismiss what you're saying. Well, you lost weight, but it's I believe in God. Well, you don't really believe in God. Wait a minute. If you tell me I believe in God, I believe you. I don't have to assess the legitimacy of you believing in the God. I don't have to. I don't have to do this. There's no need for this. And I also don't have to always come up with some reason why you want to do something. I have hypotheses. Let me give you my new one. Understand something, and always see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing? Always look up the words. You think you know the words, but maybe you don't. This is hypothesis versus theory, because we use the word theory. Like, I have a theory about that. It's what a hypothesis is an assumption made before any research has been done. It's formed so that it can be tested to see if it might be true. A theory is a principle formed to explain the things already shown in data, and it can be replicated. So a hypothesis is kind of interesting. A theory explains a natural phenomenon, but a hypothesis is kind of like an educated guess. It's kind of like, this is what I think, sort of. Well, the other night there was this thing called the Tony Awards. And the Tony Awards was one of the most incredibly important things for people to understand. And I imagine myself talking to somebody from another planet. And by the way, some of the most ridiculous if you watch the Drew thing, and I like Drew a lot, believe me. But the stuff they were saying about people and traveling, I mean, just pulled it out of their arse. Anyway, so years ago, certain jobs, vocations attracted certain people. Interior decorators are always thought many times to be gay. Not all. There were many gay men who were very talented, artistic, clothes designers, hairdressers, Hollywood, Broadway, musicals, gay singers, gay show tunes, not as a pejorative. In fact, I used to always say, why is it that's something which is supposedly and purportedly kind of a mental illness, they used to think, why are these people so talented? If you want to get a haircut, you want to go to a gay guy or do you want to go to some ex-Marine Paris Island guy named Chick with a cigar? Think about it. Some of the most important, the most ferociously talented people. And let me also say, and Mrs. L will verify this, isn't it true? When AIDS wiped out it took with it some of the most incredibly talented people. Am I right? I mean, Broadway used to be where the best of the best of the best, the best dancers, the best singers. There's a Broadway singing style. I saw this one time. Remember the time at the Central Park Conservancy? This guy was singing next to me. We were doing something, and I'm listening to him. And I've never been this close to a Broadway singer. It was somebody's husband. He was very good. This guy was It's not a singing like you've normally heard. It's projection, and it's Broadway, like Robert Goulet meets whatever it was. And I mean, it was wow. He wasn't gay, but it doesn't matter. But maybe he was. I don't know. But the thing is, that was Broadway. And Broadway had people in it. Yes, there was a preponderance, a lot, I should say, of gay people, but talented. And it was understood, and nobody cared. It was one of the most ecumenical, probably preferred thing there is. When I say preferred, I mean you not only accepted it, but you would think, you know what, I think there may, believe it or not, there may be some kind of, there may be not a genetic, that's the wrong word, but there may be either an attribution or some kind of something that might facilitate this incredible talent. Okay, whatever it's worth. Now, that was then. Cut to the other night. No more gay, non-binary. Non-binary. Everybody who came out, non-binary. And I'm just glad to tell you that I'm here and I'm non-binary and I can win. Wait a minute. Hold it. This is a Broadway crowd. You don't have to explain any kind of non-binary anything. They understand it probably better than anyone. What are you doing? That was the message. Do you see Samuel L. Jackson's face when he lost to a and I tried to read non-binary, and it was one of the most interesting things in the world. And I'm going to explain this. So what this is, there is a movement that says, listen, if you want to win, okay, number one, don't say anything about the Republican Party. Don't wear an American flag. Don't talk about Trump. Whatever it is. Say something about whatever. But if you want to win, if you're non-binary or if you're trans, this is your year. What about talent? Talent. Wait a minute. Now, in the old days, when someone, if you were Hattie McDaniel, Butterfly McQueen, if you were whatever, and you said, Sidney Poitier, I'm a black man who wins an Academy Award. That means something. Then you could say it, but you would never say, and as a black man, no. If you watch the Tonys, that was the blueprint of where everything's going. And it's going to destroy Broadway. Because the people who pay for the tickets and put their butts in the seats, these are people who come to New York and they want to see stuff, and they're not going to come from Lansing, they're not going to come from whatever, to see something unless it's good. There was a time when Hamilton, Book of Mormon, Wicked, Phantom, Hair, and I mean, there were different things, and the revival is one. See what's going on with this. See what's going on. The New York City Mayor's office is having an office set up to create positive attitudes toward sex workers positivity. You're having somebody in the office of the mayor who is advocating sex workers positivity. Let me tell you something.
But they're calling children, they're referring to kids as sex workers.
Kids too. They're moving eventually. I'm telling you this to make kids sex workers. Now you're going to say, no, that can't be. I'm telling you, you're not paying attention. Now, the biggest bunch of idiots, the biggest bunch of know-nothings, the biggest bunch of phonies are the libertarians. These are people who take the most unimaginative, no way of looking at politics. Keep the government out of my bedroom. If I want to do drugs, that's none of your... Okay, fine. I got it. Well, listen, libertarians. You always want less government, less government. Milton Friedman, Murray Rothbard, Mises, Hayek. I know. Okay. Thank you very much. The Mont Pelerin Society, right? Reason, Nick Gillespie, libertarians. Okay. Get off your butt and pay attention to what I'm saying. You've got the government. Not only is the government involved in your business, but the government is actually advocating a particular ideology. When you've got the president of the United States with gay flags next to the American flag. Now, here's the story. Never before in history have we ever seen this. It's one thing for the government and through its Department of Justice to say, let people, let them alone, let them, be whatever they want to be. That's fine. But you have a government, you have an office in the mayor's office promoting positivity towards sex workers. Where are the libertarians? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Because they just love being libertarians. I'm a libertarian. When were you a libertarian? Well, I knew. I'm Penn Jillette. Hi, I'm Penn Jillette. Yeah. I'm a conservative. I'm a libertarian. Oh, thank you, Penn. Yeah, that's my shtick. Say, Bill Maher, what are you? I don't know. What week is it? Bill Maher, you don't need a weatherman to tell which way the wind's blowing. Bill Maher wants to be everything and anything you want. Phony baloney like you can't believe. It's unbelievable. All right. So, what is all this about? It's the end of a civilization as we know it. And the same people who brought us tattoos, studs, earrings, the people who will do everything and anything to be anything. Anybody who used to be called gay or whatever, now is, I'm non-binary. Okay, fine. You can call yourself whatever you want. Meanwhile, in the meantime, anybody who's straight, we don't even have time for you. You don't even have any status whatsoever. What if you're just gay? Not really. You have to be non-binary. You have to be... Watch the Tonys if you can stomach it. And watch Samuel L. Jackson's face. See where we're going with this? And it's happening. It's happening. Now, non-binary. Let me explain something to you. There is nothing wrong, and there has never been, ever. There is nothing new about people who used to call them androgynous, or people who say, I'm not necessarily comfortable in assuming what would be called the prototypical male or female role. From Oscar Wilde to Beau Brummel to you name it. When I ask you, what is your faith? I say, well, I'm an agnostic. What does that mean? It means you're non-binary, of faith, atheist, and you're non-binary. You're non-binary religious. What is your politics? Are you, I'm concerned, I'm fiscal conservative, I'm a social liberal. You're non-binary political. There's something, non-binary is the most obvious thing in the world. We're always like, it never even had a name. Nobody even would ever think about having a name. Never. I can't. So do you like music? Yeah. What do you like? Well, I like I'm metal. And you like jazz? Well, I like jazz. You're non-binary. You're non-tertiary. You're non-quadrenary or whatever. You see, so there's nothing, and it's always been around. We've always had everything from the castrati. There have been people who have been, none of this is new. The idea that there might have been somebody who, by virtue of their phenotype, their morphology, they didn't necessarily follow a specific, whatever. So let me try to say this again to you. Let me try to say this again to you in my own inimitable way. There is nothing interesting about being non-binary. Nothing. It means... But when it takes up the entire theme of the Tony Awards, you know what you've got. And let me also tell you something. And if you're a Tony, let me go back a little bit. Years ago, the real producers, people like, what was this guy? Not Merrick. What was his name? The big producer names like Joe Papp or they were real producers. David Merrick, right. Then there were people who came along and they said, well, I want to invest. And they were called angels. So you can say, okay, you give me your money and you can help it. Kind of like a patron of the art. But I'm the producer. And when it came time with the playbill, when it came along, it's mine. David Merrick presents, boom, that's it. Or Scott, whatever his name is, boom. What was his name, the big guy? Scott, every play. There was this big name. Anyway. That's the way that worked. Well, then they said, tell you what you do. You want to be a producer? Yes. Give me $250,000 and you're going to get none of this back. Very few. You will recoup nothing. We have this structured so that after we take out for the office space and lead producers' fees and this and the office and the photocopying, I bet you're going to get nothing. You're not going to recoup anything from this. But I'll make you a deal. I'll give you a name in the playbill above or below the title. And they would argue about this. Above the title? Above the head? Well, maybe. If you watched the Tonys a while back, sometimes they would have like 1,000 people would come on stage. Those are the producers. It was ridiculous. It was a joke. Because they wanted to say, I'm a producer. And I know people who say, I'm a Broadway producer. No, you're not. I'm a producer. You're a producer. And they want to go to meetings and they want to... Anyway, that's where we are now. So now you're going to go to these people and you're going to say, hey, listen, I want to hit you up again for $250,000. For what? Well, we have a new play that's out now, and it's about a trans, non-binary version of Oklahoma. Wait a minute. Hold it. Stop. Is this going to make any money? No. But you'll get your name above. Yeah, I know that. But is there anything that's going to be big? No. You think people from Cincinnati, from wherever, are going to come to New York, spend a lot of money in hotels, and want to spend $200, $300, $400? I mean, these tickets are ridiculous. To see this? No. What do you want to see? Wicked. Wicked probably, there are people who've seen Wicked 5, 6, 7, 10 times. They sell merchandise. That is the moneymaker. Book of Mormon, still doing it. Hamilton, I don't even know. Is Hamilton gone? I think it's gone, right? Oh, still there? They got a few here and there. But not like the old days. There was a time in Broadway where you knew the names of these places. Okay, now, what am I saying? They're going to kill Broadway. They're going to kill it. Where have you heard that before? They're going to kill Budweiser. So, they're going to kill Target. So, they're going to kill Disney. Maybe, maybe not. Disney's a different story. They're going to kill Legos. They want to do Legos. They want to... What's going on here? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Why would they want to destroy a brand? Why would they want... Where are the shareholders? How is Broadway... When I couldn't watch the whole thing. It was like, what is this? Nobody ever said, I was a great actress, I was a great singer. No, I'm a non-binary, I'm black, I'm white, I'm this, I'm that. That's it. That was the only thing that mattered. It's the one after another. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. That's wonderful and everything, but isn't it about performance? No. No. So then you're going to say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I want to get to Tony next year. So I'm going to have an all trans, all non-binary, all everything deliberate play, which would have never been given any consideration, but because it plays to this new iteration of whatever it is, that's what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, people are going to say, we ain't going to see that. I'm not coming to New York with my family, spend $500 to see this. I want to see Wicked. I want to see whatever it is. You understand this? Oh, Cuban sellout. You see Mark Cuban? He's another sellout. How about not Travis Tritt. No, God bless Travis Tritt. How about Garth Brooks? Do you see Garth Brooks with his thing? Do you see where they're selling out? Do you see where this is going? This isn't just a movement. This is not. This is a part of something bigger than anything you have seen. And they're going to infiltrate every aspect of it. And even if it means the destruction of the product, they don't care. What does that tell you? How does this make sense? How does this make any sense to you? It doesn't. None of it makes sense. It's insanity. The other day, Soros' son says, I'm taking over the $25 billion, and I make this guy look like Curtis LeMay. All right? So don't think for a moment. So I'm just saying to you, you just hang on. You just hang on. You ain't seen nothing yet. And here's the best part. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden. Let me fill you in again. This has nothing to do with Joe Biden, nothing to do with the Democrats. Whether it's Gavin Newsom, whether it's Donald Trump, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. None of this is changing. None of this. It's beyond anything anybody's ever seen. Now, this is the most important thing too. The commentary regarding Trump, how bored are you with the commentary regarding Trump? How bored are you? It's the same story over and over and over and over. If I hear Hillary Clinton one more time about the bleach bit, I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream. I'm going to take a life. I don't know how to handle it anymore. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I understand this, what they're saying. There's nothing new about this. Nobody's backing off this. Nobody. Okay? The other day, Bill Barr said, if half of the allegations are true, well, guess what? Here's the best part. You can say that about anything. Any indictment. If half of these are true, well, yeah, or it can be proved. So where are we going with this? I bring up, and I'm telling you, John Deutsch, 1999, and David Petraeus. Those are the deals you want. David Petraeus, how they didn't bust him down to lieutenant general, I will never understand. I will never understand it as long as I live. Ever. It is beyond my ability to grasp this. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? It is beyond my ability to grasp what is happening. Now, that's this. Let me also tell you something. The level of television and whatever commentary, I am fascinated. What happened to Fox News? Somebody is saying, we're going to kill all of this. MSDNC, CNN, Newsmax, Fox, we're going to turn it into nothing. It's pablum. It's pablum. Absolute pablum. What happened? How did this? Where did this come from? I don't understand this. It is so. The best commentary is heard in Citizen, Civilian, Alternative, and Foreign. That's where you hear the best news. It's where I get my news from. I don't go to any of this stuff. None of it. It's where did it go? It's gone. It is beyond gone. Beyond gone. Beyond through. Do you understand it? It is beyond through. Now, I don't know how I'm going to try to tell you this again. You can remain a fan of President Trump or not. You can like what he's done or not. You can be I don't know what the word is. I don't know. What they're doing to him has nothing to do with whether you like him, whether you think it's great. Nothing. But what they are doing to him, and by the way, there is a tremendous amount of stupidity on his part as well, certainly, because knowing that these people are going to be after him. Why he did not say, for example, listen, excuse me, Mr. President, do me a favor. I want you to bring somebody from the GAO, and these are all the boxes we have. These are all the boxes. Everything. We're going to put these on the moving van. You got that? Yeah. Where's Mr. GAO? Hi, come here for a minute. My name is Dave. I'm with President Trump's transition team. Yeah. You're with the GAO, whatever. Would you look these boxes over? Yes. Is there anything in here that's improper? Yeah. Would you sign this for me, please? Would you sign this that you receive that we're taking this? We're taking all this. You want to go through the boxes? In fact, these are all the boxes. Now, if Trump has stuff in there he didn't tell about, why is this a problem? Why did John Deutsch do it? I don't know. Why did Petraeus tell his Gumara, Broadwell, during Pillow Talk, where she basically spilled the beans, told the world, yeah, he knew the CIA annex was, he knew they were torturing these people. He knew that. What? Oh, yeah. What? Dear God. Uh-huh. Yep. How do you like them apples? Oh, it's beautiful. The whole thing is beyond beautiful. It's just when you get into this, you can't believe it. So that's where we are with that one. Okay, that's the main issue. And let me also tell you something. I want to go back. Everything is changing everywhere, at every level. Also, have you seen Artifice Girl? Artifice Girl, you got to pay for it. This is the story about AI. What is her name? Candy or not Candy? What is her name? This is she plays Cherry. Excuse me, Cherry. If ever you want to see something, now follow me on this. If ever you want to see how nobody understands what AI is, watch the movie reviews. Watch the movie reviews of people claiming to understand what's going on and who kept saying, this is a low budget. How do you know if it's a low budget? You don't know anything. Well, it's a low budget. A low budget. There's nothing low budget about this. How do you know this? They're just saying this. Watch the issue develop as far as whether she is a person, an entity, a person. This is, Drew had a hard time with saying, UFOs are not persons. No. We refer to corporations as persons. Citizens United. And I mean, this is the story which was so important and everybody missed it. Just watch, if you can. this was one of the best questions because it kind of sort of said what I've been saying the whole time, and nobody understands what it's about. Let me say this again. Nobody understands what it's about. Period. Okay? Period. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right, dear friends. Everybody doing great? Wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. All right, my friends. Thank you. Thank you for your focus. Thank you for your adoration and praise. Remember, like this video. We need your likes. We need your the subscriptions are so important, so critical, because that gives us heft. That tells the world something. It means something to them. I think it's whatever. So thank you for that. Please like this video. You have a great and a glorious time. We will see you tonight again at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. And until then, remember these words, my friend. Very, very simple words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.